What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another reverse 1999 video. Alright guys, so we have a couple things I want to do here today. So first off, Blonnie. Blonnie. So we have been focusing on her to get her up. As you guys can see here, she is level 50, I2. So we're going to do a little showcase on her and see if she's worthwhile getting all the way up to this point and even pushing to I3. I want to talk extensively about her because I have been using her in very different things. And I'm going to also do a quick little summon here just to see if we get lucky and get ourselves a Toothfairy along the way. So I've been having absolutely the worst luck in this game, like atrocious luck. Now, the other account, I failed my 50-50. I have no idea if this is going to happen again. I don't even know how close I am. I'm not looking, but we're going to go ahead and summon here. We're going to see if we have enough. We do. To see if we can get ourselves a Toothfairy along the way here. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Okay. Am I going to fail the 50-50? I failed every 50-50 so far, just so you guys are aware. I didn't fail it. Okay. Got ourselves a Toothfairy. I'm very happy about this. Now, I was pushing for Jessica on my other account. I've kind of stopped playing my other account. So this is a very, very good sign for me. This is actually an incredible sign. So we got ourselves a Toothfairy. I'm going to be building up Toothfairy now with Blonnie. Now, let's talk a little bit about Blonnie. See where I'm at. I'm going to show you guys what she's all about, if she's worthwhile building, and I can kind of see where the discrepancy with a lot of people wanting to build her is. Okay, so let's first off, let me just do a couple of these things because we got a couple portrays here that I'm very happy about. Let's get them out of the way. There's my Pavia. I think I've completed him finally. That makes me very, very happy because he's still my main DPS, believe it or not. Now, as for Blonnie, I have her, I do need to raise her resonant up a little bit more. I think that might be another big reason why I'm kind of struggling. But here we go. We got our Toothfairy. Going to build her up next. I'm going to use Necrologist, Toothfairy, and I'm going to just do different builds for both of them, kind of figure out which one I want to go with. But I want a Toothfairy specifically because I did want the crit buffs, right? That's kind of what Blonnie's all about and why they work so well together. So if you look at Blonnie, let's go through the character. So she is a star faction, a Flatus, or whatever they call it. She is a reality damage dealing unit. Keep that in mind so you guys can see here the little icon. She is a DPS and burst damage. And then her actual insights are not bad, but they're very limited. Now, I don't know if I want to push her to I3, and I'll tell you guys the reason why. Okay, so her I1, after casting an ultimate, critical rate and critical damage increase by 20%, lasts for 2 rounds. Here's the catch here, right? Her ultimate isn't that powerful. If you look at it, it's a mass attack to all opponents, deals 250% reality damage to all enemies, and increases the critical rate of this attack by 30%. Only by 30%. If you compare her to another damage dealing crit unit like Eagles gives her 100% crit rate. Excess crit rate is converted to critical damage. It is a single target attack, but it does deal 400% damage. So right away, you guys can see that a 4-star ultimate is much better because the crit rate is only 30%. Now, if you look at her actual crit rate currently where I'm sitting at, her crit rate is only at 17.5% plus 14%. So we're kicking around, what is that, 32.5, right? Or 31.5. So it's really not that high. If you add the extra 30%, you're only hitting around 60%, 62%, right? Not very much. And then if you look here, this attack here is really good. This attack enjoys critical rate and critical damage plus 25%. So if you add the bonus that you get from the buff of the insight, right, the 20% more, then you add it to this, you're enjoying another 45% crit rate and 45% critical damage, right? So that part's not bad. She does increase critical damage plus 15% when she enters the battle. So when she does crit hard. And then see the Insight 3, I don't know, I'm very much not wanting to push this because after casting an ultimate, the crit rate and critical damage are increased by another 10%. So total 30%. So if you do this attack, it's 25% plus 30, so 55% more crit rate and crit damage. Sounds like a lot, but for the amount of Insight 3 materials to get that extra 10%, it's really not worth it. And then this over here also causes confusion, which does critical resist minus 25%, can stack. Each stack is timed independently. So it's important to cast this, and then this, and then this. So she's very AP hungry. That's kind of one of her biggest issues. And if you look at her portray, right? It changed the critical rate to 30%. This also changes to 30%. This goes to 300%. And then this here, the reality damage increases, and then this crit rate goes to 40%. So getting that full portray is a pretty big deal for her because it does increase the critical rate by quite a bit. Now the resonant, obviously, the more you get here, the more crit rate you want to stack, the more crit damage you want to stack, the more attack you want to stack here, right? But being level 5 currently, I don't have enough of the resources to push her any further, but I will eventually do so. And that's why having somebody who can increase her crit rate is such a big deal, right? So let's go ahead and try out a battle. And I'm going to show you guys what she's all about and why she's very AP hungry. Now, we want to look for a mineral fight. So what we'll do is, because I believe, let's see, I am trying to build Necrologist. So if I want to get her inside up, I do need more of these. Let's go into ME3. We'll bring Blonnie into the fight. And I'm going to show you guys what she's all about, okay? And we'll see if she's worthwhile in your eyes. My eyes right now, she is a little lackluster. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to take Pavia out. I'm going to put Blonnie in. Okay, so we'll do this again. Same setup. Perfect. We got those two. Excellent. Let's build this up now. There we go. Reality damage decrease. Let's do her specials here. See, like, against the proper affiliation, she does pretty good damage. She's not bad. But I still find Eagle does more, even at a 4-star level. So let's go ahead and build this up. But I feel like if you have the proper setup and you have the proper crit rate going and crit damage with the proper units, you can do quite a bit of damage with her. Okay, let's go ahead and build this time. Let's get her ultimate up. Do this. And you can see here, like I was mentioning, she does require quite a bit of AP to get going, right? So, like, let's go ahead and do this. Heal. Again, I'm trying to get to the boss and show you guys what she's all about there. There we go. I think we're at the boss now, so we should have enough here to do damage. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, so make sure I'm doing this the right order here. So if I do, yeah, so I want to do the crit resist first, and then this, and then I'll show you guys the damage here. Okay, so now you guys can kind of see what the damage looks like. So here, Confusion is going to reduce the crit resist. The ultimate here will increase my crit rate and crit damage, right? And then here I'm going to do her ×3 special. See that? 8,500. So not bad. It was crit there as well too. But again, it's not like super strong. So let's do some reality damage down. Do this. So obviously with her I3, her damage will go up like fairly, like quite a bit. Actually, we're talking about probably like 5,000 there for that hit versus 3,300. But again, I don't think she's quite as good as a 5-star as I would expect for a burst damage dealer to be. Right? Again, Eagle does more. So let's bring in someone like Eagle and put them in different fights, right? So again, we'll use her here. And let me go ahead and use Eagle now, and I'll show you guys the difference between a crit damage dealer versus another crit damage dealer. Okay, so Eagle, I think will be good here, if I'm correct. So let's just go ahead and bring Eagle now. So there's Eagle there. We're going to give her this. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here, okay? So with Eagle, she's I2 level, what is that, level 40. Now, she does have the sense weakness on there, okay? So that's going to help her, obviously, a little bit. But here, let's just build her up. And I'll show you guys some difference in damage, okay? So let's compare the two bursts. So 6,453 for a level 1 burst. That was almost as much as Blonnie was doing with her level 3 burst. Now that opponent did have the sense weakness on there. Keep that in mind. So she will do more damage, but overall, you guys can see it does make a fairly big difference. Sorry, I shouldn't move there. So let's go ahead and build this up a little bit. Give her another special. So you guys can see here another damage right here. Non-crit, 2,536. So Blonnie wins a little bit there, but again, it's because it's a level 1 move, right? So here, obviously, let's go back here. Let's put this together here now. We'll save that one for. Actually, you know what? We'll just cast it now. Here, let's just show you guys. Let's just show you guys the ultimate difference, right? 8,532. Like, then that's an AOE right there, right? So that's a pretty substantial amount of damage. So now if we do her ultimate, right? So let's just go ahead and do this first, cast her ultimate, and then do this AOE. Now watch how much her ultimate does, right? Look at that, 12k. 12k, 3.5k. So that's the problem with Blonnie. She's just not, I don't think she's that good, because I feel like for a 5-star, she should be doing more than a 4-star does. But Eagle, for example, who's another burst damage dealer, is just killing her in the damage department. Right? So there you guys go. Just shows stronger Flatus, lower level, lower insight, and you guys have a character here who's doing stronger than a 5-star. So Blonnie, unfortunately, don't recommend building past I2. If you do want to use her, you can, of course, but my suggestion, use Eagle instead. I think overall a much better character, especially at a 4-star level. All right, guys, it's Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you in the next